What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. We up in the building, baby. So sit back, relax. We got a good one for you today. So Birdcage is in the building. Let's get it.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Man, you know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. We're going to go ahead and get to it, baby. We got Graybeard in the building, and we also have K-Dub in the building, man. What's going on, fellas?
What up? What up? What up?
What's up?
Man, you know how it is. Gotta get the money for the week. You know how it goes. Everybody's on that rat race. Gotta have the lettuce in your pockets or whatnot to feed the bill collectors. But it seems like those bill collectors are always hungry. You ever notice that?
They're undefeated.
Always.
Man, bill collectors are just as hungry as the Falcon fans are for a Super Bowl championship. We just ain't got it yet. But eventually it's gonna come. So, but man, speaking of Falcon fans or whatnot, we gonna go ahead and start this thing off right now. ESPN analyst Miss Mia Coombs lets folks know what her allegiance is. She just let folks know what it is about the Falcons or whatnot, because we always catching flack. And as we said, we're in an abusive relationship, and it's okay. We're all gluttons for pain, but guess what? It's all about the red and black. So she let them know where she stood with it, and she let them know that we're the best fan base. We know this, but now America's starting to hear it, and they're taking it as a joke. But it's like, what can you say? You really can't clown us. We've been through hell and high water. How do y'all feel about Miss about this comment from our fellow Falcon fan? We might as well give her a position on staff or whatnot with comments like that. What you got?
Man, I appreciate it, because we pretty much have been the joke of the National Football League. I mean, like you said earlier, I mean, what can you say? You don't heard 28-3 to death. We don't heard Falcons always waiting on it. I mean, we don't heard everything as a Falcon fan. We don't been through the fire and brimstone. So, you know, it feels kind of appreciated to get just a smidget of love from ESPN, because you know they love to throw shade at pretty much all Georgia sports. So we appreciate that.
Hey, Doug, how you feeling about it? We got somebody that stood in the paint.
I mean, I think it's like a little side sneak diss, man. You know, because she's really a diehard Seahawks fan, but I guess I'll take it with a grain of salt. But I'm looking at it like a little sideways, like, man, get on over there with all that talk, man. You ain't no real dirty bird fan. But I'll take it. I will take it. But I know for a fact that she's a diehard Seahawks fan. So, I mean, it's only so much I can really can take with that. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Let's see if she stay on this train. If we take a couple of losses, she jumps off board during the season. I mean, we'll see. But other than that, I know for a fact, me, you, and Graybeard and the rest of this diehard fan base is behind the Falcons. I can't say for the outside if they are or not. They're gonna want to see us produce and this defense get turned around before they really jump on board and really jump on our bandwagon like we want them to.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the fact that she's rooting for, was giving us that type of compliment, like you were saying. I think it's because of the fact that we got Michael Penix and he
Definitely.
played in the Seattle area for the Washington Huskies. That's just my analysis on that. And we got a couple of Washington guys on this team. Now, if we didn't have any Washington guys on this team, I really believe it would have been different, if you want to be honest. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
but here's my thing. I'm like you. I'll take the compliment. I'll take it because most of the time everybody's throwing jabs. But ever since Raheem Morris came here, and this staff has been in a whole different way, you've seen a lot. You've seen a lot change. So at this point, all we can do is just kind of laugh at it at this point. So as I said, man, when we speak about it, it's a bit embarrassing. And, you mentioned the 28-3 jokes or whatever, I got to give a special shout out to I'm putting a name on it. And normally I don't do that, but today I have no filter. So y'all got to forgive me on this one. Shout out to my boy Dre or whatnot, Andre Schum or whatnot. He does his thing for the Alabama Crimson Tide in college football. He's a New York Knicks fan. He decided to throw the jab of 28-3 at me earlier today, and I just told him, I said, you can't say nothing to me right now because you guys have choked twice in the playoffs, the same way you did in the 90s. You literally had a Reggie Miller flashback last night. Just saying. Don't listen. We as Falcon fans can take you clowning or whatnot. He a Giants, but shout out to him. He's a Giants fan, so I ain't got no beef with him on that. But listen, do not ever throw 28-3 in my face, and your franchise just now has had a history of giving up the draws. You did it to the Hawks. You did it last night with the Pacers for the second time in your history, my boy. So that's for you. But you know what? He's been on the show before. We definitely got to get him back on during football season. He's a great football mind, good buddy of mine. But I just had to make sure I put a name on it because y'all already know you're not going to sneak this to Falcons like that and don't think I'm not going to say nothing about it. So it's what it is. But I got love for my boy Dre or whatnot and his followers or whatnot. Definitely. He's doing some big things for college football right now. Can't wait to see what this season has in store. But speaking of the season being in store, what's going on, Larry? We've also got some stuff that's going to be in store for this season too. The Birdz dodged a bullet in the 2025 draft, fellas. Now, K-Dub and myself, we were very high on either Mykel Williams or Jalen Walker. And you were too, Graybeard. We all were saying this or whatnot in this draft. There were some pieces of this fan base that were saying that we would have been great with Shamar Stewart. And I remember I pointed out on the show, I said, this man literally has averaged 1.5 sacks a year. And now he's holding out, and he's holding out right now because he doesn't like how the contract situation is going.
Oh, he's still holding out?
Oh, yeah, he's still holding out. That's why I said we dodged the bullet. So when you look at it,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said when you look at it, it's ridiculous. So what you got, K-Dub?
You're a rookie.
No, I was just saying, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, man. I mean, the guy didn't. The reason why I didn't want to go get him, I mean, the contract situation is one thing, but like you were saying, like you were pointing and alluding to, that the man doesn't have any production. You know, he looks the part, looks great in some damn underwear, but can you produce? And if you didn't produce in your, like Jerry Gray was saying, I looked at an interview, I think it was today or yesterday. He said, if you didn't produce in your big game or your rivalry games, what the heck you think you're going to do in the NFL, man? You ain't going to be able to compete. And I just felt like we went out the dogs that actually showed up in the biggest and the brightest moments in college football, and James Pierce and Jalen Walker. I said our guys went in and did their homework. I keep saying I gave them a A++, stand by that, and I just need these guys to show it on the field and stay healthy, because the coaching staff is backing up everything that I said. They said these guys are looking great so far in practice and in the off program. So all I need to do is guys stay healthy. We need another trite situation where we got guys going down for the whole season, guys missing 6, 7 games. The hell of a situation. We need everybody counting in. We need every able body to be out there helping these Falcons, because we want to have a mean and outstanding rotation, one of the better ones in the NFL. I feel like we have enough depth on this defense and enough on offense that we should make a nice run this year. I mean, the more I look at it, the more that the pundits and the experts keep on for our team and haven't really even seen it field yet, is getting me more excited. But we'll see. Sometimes they'll hype us up to see us fall. But I really believe that, Michael Penix Jr. taking over the helm full throttle will turn us around, though. I
mean, I think we did dodge a bullet. I never heard of a rookie who just getting drafted, holding out this early before you even take an NFL snap. It just kind of fascinating to me, man. You just got put in the pocket of position to take care of yourself and your family, and you want to hold out. I mean, you're a rookie. You still got to prove yourself in this league, even though you got drafted. What have you done for me lately? That still applies. So it's just the fact that he coming in with that mindset to get this money. Trust me, if you produce, you're going to get money. You can act the Jeffersons in the world, the Jameer Chase in the world. You can act somebody who just retired, Aaron Donald, who got the bag religiously. The Khalil Mack. I mean, you're going to get bread, but you got to start somewhere, man. Unless you was the number 1 overall pick who got like a guaranteed over $45 million for 4 years, you're going to get what the market, what you get drafted at. So I just think Philly is just going to build a little bit of attention in that locker room. That's the last thing you need as a rookie, coming in like a prima donna instead of you being an asset to the team. I just think he just went ahead, went at it wrong, man. I think him and Nick Agent need to get down somewhere, and he need to get back and look at the bigger picture.
It's only been one player that I know that actually held out somewhat until he got his contract right. But right after he held out and got everything straight, he was escorted from that office down to the practice field, and he was welcomed by veteran offensive linemen. And they tell the story of this legendary defensive lineman. And yes, I'm going historical for you. There was a man by the name of Mean Joe Green.
Oh, yeah.
And when you sit back and you look at it or whatnot, looking from the veteran Andy Russell, who was a very good linebacker for the Steelers back in the day, during that time, he said he comes down there. Ray Manfield, who was one of the toughest guys on that offensive line, literally he and other linemen were saying, "Oh, this rookie thinks he's hot stuff. We're gonna show him something." He literally went through every last one of them and put them through hell. Let's just put it that way. Andy Russell described it. Joe Green described it as, he said, those veterans were trying to kill me. And he said they didn't like the fact that I came in with that. But once that respect was established, they didn't try him. Trust me on that. And there's a reason why his name was Mean Joe. Now, Shamar Stewart, he ain't built like that. No. He is not built like that. So for you to come into this situation, let's be honest, they hyped you up because you came out of a system that is known for producing defensive linemen, and you don't have the numbers to add up. And to me, I'm just going to keep it a buck with you on this. Maybe some people get mad at me, but we watch enough college football to know what it is. I'm going to tell you the straight up truth. That Texas football to me is a little soft. They only live off legend. Texas football is not like it once was back in the day. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Back in those days, you got to remember, tons of players that come out that's still nice or whatnot. Bijan's from Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, not a Texas kid. It's still a lot of good players out there, but let's be honest, man, it's not murderer's row like it once was back in the day. Because when you say the kid came out of there, it's certain places that kids come out of, and you just look and like, okay, you know that he was put through it, but it is what it is, man. Maybe some people get mad at me for saying it. It is what it is. But it looks sweet to me this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
Between them
yeah, I said it. It looks. Yeah, I said it. It looks sweet.
Yeah, man.
It's sweet It's sweet like fresh peach juice. That's what it is. Tastes a little sweet to me.
Between them hedges this year. Have fun.
Yeah. See, I got riled up early today dealing with some college football fans, some certain fan bases. I ain't gonna put too much out there, but see, I like the fact that I can control the narrative today on the show. See, I can't control it in the little space I was in on X talking football, but it's all good though. Good people. But let's talk about it. And StreamYard wants to StreamYard, but we're gonna keep it rolling. There was a drafted free agent rookie who acquired high praise since day one that he stepped on the football field. And this was a guy that I was high on, and I've been preaching. I said, if you're going to take him, you're either going to take him or you take Kendall Bowler. And I haven't been wrong about my DBs that's been coming through here. Kobe Bryant literally has to be the steal of the draft. All he needs is a little bit more weight, because this whole staff, every day you hear something new about this cat. But any true college football fan that knows about this kid, or you studied it, he's an Alabama kid, and I'm surprised he got out the state. How do you guys feel? I'm gonna let K-Dub start this one, and then Graybeard. How do you guys feel about how this kid has come in and had such an impact?
Well, like I said, I'm ecstatic, and kudos to the guy, and kudos to our staff for bringing him in and zeroing in and targeting him as soon as the 8th round started and getting that deal done to get him to Atlanta. And I really, truly believe that he'll end up being our number 2 as an free agent. But when it's all said and done, I mean, he just has the makeup and the swag, because you got to have a certain type of makeup to play the cornerback position, and he has it. So I'm ready to see what he got, man. I'm ready to see him get up that lineup against Drake and some of the best that we got to offer and the Moonies of the world, and see if he can hold his own and take this job by the horns, man. Mm-hmm. I don't want him to just give it to him. I just think he's going to go out there and beat those other guys out that actually have been in the system just because he's more of a dog than they are. We'll see. I like his poise and his tenacity and the way he interviews, and it's the way he carries himself. So, like I said, we got to see now. The talk is over with. Kobe, seen the tape. Now it's time to man up and play ball, man. That's all I want you to do. Stay healthy, and I'm rooting for you to be the number 2 quarterback opposite AJ. Kobe and AJ. That's what I like the sound of it. But see.
Hey, and Craig, actually, because you got to remember, Von Miller played with Myles Garrett too. That was who else who came out. So they had two killers on that line.
You were a freshman.
So it wasn't just Myles. He had Von Miller over there too. But what you got on Graybeard?
Man, I think, man, we've been talking about Kobe freaking at the end of the college football season that this guy was gonna be special. Whoever get this guy. I mean, everything we got him, man, I couldn't believe it. I thought somebody like Philly or Baltimore, the 49ers were going to catch this kid up. Mm-hmm. So I got to piggyback with K-Duff, man. Shout out to their freaking staff for doing their due diligence in the diamond in the rough round, like I call it, and he's going to draft a free agent, because we got some guys that can really going to compete. But Kobe, he been like that since he walked in. Humble. Work ethic is there. It's the type of guy that you want in the locker room, somebody who wants to learn, who wants to get it in. And I just think, man, this guy right here is going to be an X factor on this defense this year. Not next year, this year.
I'm going to be bold to say it. I believe since they did sign Hughes, I believe it's Hughes' job to lose at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But what I said was, don't be surprised if Kobe is not getting reps with that number 1 team by the end of training camp. Yeah, it's Hughes' job, but don't think that this kid is not capable of taking this job from him. Yeah, he might be a little light in the ass or whatnot, but he's got to get a dietitian, and he's got to get weight put on him or whatever. At least he's 175, 180 pounds with tape on. I at least need him to get up to at least 185, 190 if he can, but not all at once. He's got to do it in moderation. Absolutely. So it doesn't take away from his quickness or whatnot. He's a 4.5 guy, you know what I'm saying? Tall, rangy, smart, but will come up and hit you. But we also need the kid to be able to have a little bit more meat on him or whatnot. So when he hits somebody, nothing falls off. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And I like him. I've liked him since he was at Kansas.
I believe he'll get the weight. But no, I'm just saying, I believe he'll get the weight. May not be by the start of the season, but he'll, get in the NFL nutrition program and weights and nutrition program here with the Falcons. But I think, man, some people just play big, man. I mean, sometimes he's been playing at that weight his whole life. So as long as he makes the plays out there, even if he's tackling and making the plays and not missing tackles out there at the preseason or in the training camp, go out there and let him play at the weight he's at. He's at 182, 183. Let him go play at that weight with his swag and go out there and make plays, pass deflections, interceptions, and come up on the run and make tackles, man. I mean, go out there and take the position, man. You keep saying 26 corners ain't better than you. Go show me then. Don't talk about it, be about it. So now I'm holding to the fire.
But let's be honest though, fam. Look, he's 175 pounds. He ain't at that 180 mark yet. I wish he was, but when you talk about it, it's just the honest to God truth. When you got a guy that was listed,
he need weight now.
No, I'm just saying. When you got a guy that's listed in the Thorpe Awards, you already know you are one of the top corners in the country. And when you look at him, Travis Hunter is the one who beat him out. Travis has had a little bit more votes than him, and then Jahdae Barron out of Texas got the award. But when you look at it, I'll be honest with you, I think him and Jahdae Barron was literally neck and neck. Travis Hunter was playing both sides of the ball. He was great, yes, but he didn't have enough. Let's just be honest. He literally had it to where quarterbacks stopped even trying it. So Hunter was one of them dudes that you just didn't throw at because you knew at any given time he was going to steal something.
If he would get another school, he probably had a better.
Agreed. But look, he played at Kansas. Kansas, current. I mean, it's up and down. At one point, they did have a football pro. For us, that's old enough that remember when Kansas actually had a great football program under Coach Mangini back in the day. And then even before that, when you had I always forget his name, Pepper Rogers that was coaching that had John Riggins and those guys. When you sit back and you look at it, Kansas had a program, but everybody knows them as a basketball school.
I mean, you look at them when they were at the freaking with the Big 12, when they had the border war with them and McGurry. McGurry at that one time, Kansas was number 1 and McGurry was number 2. And I watched that game.
All I can say is just remember this: the last good corner to really the last top tier corner to come out of that school was Aqib Talib, and that's been a long time ago. And Aqib Talib, if anybody knows about him, he pretty much is a bully on the field. Was a bully on the field. Excuse me.
I want you to the Bears.
No fear from Talib.
But you know what? But when you look at it though, he's an Alabama, and we're gonna roll to the next topic. But when you look at it though, Kobe is a Southern boy that happened to go out to Kansas. He's an Alabama kid, so he understands what the culture is like playing down south. He understands how serious football is because the first thing that he referenced was he said, "I made it to Atlanta like another Alabama boy with Julio Jones." So again, when you look at it, it seems like the Falcons are drawn to guys from that state that come out of it, whether it's college or guys that are from that state that come to Atlanta. And again, it's been some great football players that have come up here from the state. So respect to Mr. Kobe Bryant. I look for you to be in a position to fight, not only fight for a position, but to also get a position and get reps this year. I'm calling it.
I'm still amazed that we signed the kid. That to me just blew my mind. When I'm like, we got Kobe.
Great year. We had the best opportunity for him to start. We only had 5 draft picks, so a lot of players, that
good point.
You get to negotiate where you want to go. So when your agent saying, "Man, Atlanta only had 5 draft picks," I think that's your best opportunity to make their squad would be to go there. So normally, if we had draft picks, 8 draft picks, they probably wouldn't have came here. It would be a better organization where they're used to winning all the time. But us only having 5 draft picks really helped us this year to snap those guys that should have won in the 3rd, 4th round, but we got undrafted. See what I'm saying? So that really helped us in the long run. Kirk Cousins' boneheaded mouth and can't keep his mouth shut and all this stuff. I don't even want to talk about it.
Hey, look, I'm not even look. Look. I'm with you on this because what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna give our backup quarterback any airtime tonight. No, we ain't doing it tonight. He will be nameless tonight. If we even mention him, that is the quarterback. We'll just say this here. That's the expensive backup. That's what we will call him. You don't even get a name tonight. That's how I'm feeling about it. I told y'all I'm feeling real froggy today, and I feel a little disrespectful tonight. So y'all got to forgive me.
I can't believe
I've been warmed up from debating with folks earlier today, so I'm already on some disrespectful type of time, demon time, as y'all like to say.
Oh man, don't do it. Like, don't do it.
So let's talk about it. We got camp battles on the horizon coming up, and we're going to probably have joint practices soon. They haven't mentioned any teams. When we look at camp that's going to be opening up soon, we expect to see more competition because of the guys that were drafted and the undrafted free agents. We look to see more guys pushed. But I'm going to start off with Young Wei Koo. We got to start off with this. We specifically brought in a kicker to pretty much put you either gonna get right or you gonna get left, like we say up in here. So at this point,
to the left.
At this point, I hope all the injuries have healed up because the kid that they brought in, he got a leg on him. We just don't know what he looks like with live fire. How do you feel about the competition heating up for this position?
I mean, it should have happened last year. I mean, I think. But I'm not gonna put all of this on Young Wei Koo. Coach Raheem knew this man was hurt. He knew some part of this man got hurt, and this man trying to kick game-winning field goal with one leg. Doesn't put us in a good position. So I'm not gonna put this entirely on Young Wei Koo, but right now, Koo, make it or break it, man. You need to get right to get left, just like historian said, man. So I appreciate them bringing in somebody to put a little bit of fire under you. See how you gonna respond. Are you gonna fold or you gonna make it through? On you.
Well, I feel like I mean, he knows what's going on. Like I said, the writing's on the wall. I feel like the only reason why he got a little leeway or some byway time with Raheem is because Raheem is a player's coach. He was trying to give him a time to work out his funk, or work out his kinks, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But once they brought the other kid in and hitting 63 yards, boy, you in trouble. All I'm gonna say is I just moved on. Said thank you, it's been great. Keep it moving, it's a business. But they're gonna let him kick it out. I'm for the guy from over the international player. Koo has been great, but and some of the best. We had some of the better kickers, and we had to move on from them, man. You know what I'm saying? The more than that, come on. This guy can't even sniff more than that. It's the jock crap. It is what it is, man. You won some games for us, but that tag that he got, that was it 5 million, wherever we got to pay him. That's the reason why he got paid too much. You've been missing, and it's over with. It's a business, man. We got your replacement on the roster. So I'm not sympathetic. I'm rooting Koo to get up out of here for the last couple of seasons. And it seems like it's very, very close to happening. I don't care if you went to Georgia Southern, Georgia Northern, or Georgia Eastern. You got to go.
Okay, Georgia.
Hey, man, look, before we let you tap into that great bed, look, I'm with you on that. There's no sympathy over here because, as I said before, I wasn't sympathetic with Richie Grant at all. So guess what? You don't have to be sympathetic with him. Hey, look. Another person I'm not sympathetic with is Kyle Pitts right now.
Oh,
and I don't make no bones about it. So I'm gonna tell you right now.
Way to bring up Kyle Pitts.
You're damn skippy because guess what? If we're gonna be fair, look, if we're gonna be fair across the board, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm
If we gonna
speaking to
call
the
a
ladies
spade,
in
we're
the
gonna
chat,
call a spade.
we speak on everybody on this team. Yeah, we got our certain players that we talk about, but we speak on everybody on this team very fairly when it comes to criticism, especially if you screwing up. So at the end of the day, it's just like this, man. Graybeard, it's on you now. When it comes to what we have going. Well, how do you feel about this, sir?
Well, the man got a leg. God knows this man got a leg. So I know cool like, damn. So I mean, yeah, I like the competition, man. Competition is good, man. Iron sharpens iron, man. So for me, I mean, I think if anything, if they're gonna move on from Cool, better do it now. Save about what 3 or 4 million if we do. So I mean, I think that's the game plan in my personal opinion to free up more cap space. I think they're still trying to go after a couple more pieces before the regular season starts. But hey man, it's competition, man. This is what it's about for me. When you get into the heart of training, when you get ready to get started on training camp, it's all about who wanted more. Young Way Cool, they paid you. Now time for you to produce. Like
Next.
freaking K Dub said, man, he it's nothing personal, but it's business. So I mean, they brought this guy in to see how you gonna respond, how you gonna act. So for me, man, whoever wins, may the back whoever don't get called and they producing competitively, whoever they may be, cool. It's been real, it's been fun. We appreciate you, but like K Dub said, man, we moved on from freaking Money Bryant, and that man was money for years. So I mean, so if we can move on from a guy
I was
like
speaking
that,
on Morton Anderson.
Oh yeah,
Brian was
yeah,
good too.
we spoke on this right here, K Dub. Thank you. I said, hey Craig, I mentioned this on draft day. I mentioned this on the day after the draft.
Lord have mercy.
The kid Joshua Smith out of South Carolina. I've
He
always been talking about him. I think he's a monster.
Yeah, why would you go get a young Jonnu Smith? We got a cheaper Jonnu Smith on the roster.
Oh no, that's what he's saying. He's saying that undrafted free agent plays like him. That's what he was saying. He's a clone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, hey, and here's what's scary about that kid, since we speaking on that, because now that you have him in that tight end room, let's talk about the tight ends. Pitts is there. You have Charlie Warner that's there. I think Charlie earned his stripes last year because of the fact that he was able to block well when he had opportunities to touch the football. He, did what he needed to do. Charlie is a guy that you keep in this locker room because he's a rotational glue piece, and I really like him for what we do in the running game and also being able just to be a guy that can open things up. But this kid Smith is exactly what Jonnu Smith is. Just younger and a guy that just didn't get drafted. That's the only difference. But the tight end room, I'm comfortable with. And this is just the honest to God truth. If Kyle Pitts does not perform with Michael Penix Jr., I don't want to hear any excuses at all. Because he's had I hear the argument. Well, he's had multiple quarterbacks. Here's the thing. So did Brock Bowers. And none of those quarterbacks were Hall of Famers like Matt Ryan. And still had a great season with 3 different quarterbacks in the season with his head coach getting fired. So again, and now that you got Pete Carroll that's out there with him, Brock is getting ready to go to another level, because if you remember how Jimmy Graham was, they're going to be able to use him a hell of a lot better than they did Graham. So I'm expecting Pitts to have a good year this year. Like I said, I got him at 800. I got him at 800 yards, and I got him with 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's what I got him as. If he doesn't get that, because the reason I'm saying he's not gonna get that 1,000 is because you got other pieces on this offense that you got to get the ball to. So if he doesn't get that, or he doesn't become a main red zone target, this season will be a failure for Mr. Pitts.
What if he get about 650 yards and 9 touchdowns?
I'm okay with that, because that's when he becomes a red zone threat. If you understand what I'm saying, he becomes a red zone threat at that point. Right. And I'm challenging Zach Robinson to use him as a red zone threat.
We got to.
Just saying.
Man,
I'm challenging Zach Robinson to use him as a red zone threat because you got a guy that's tall like this. You got a guy that beats guys, that can beat guys going up because he can jump, and you don't have to do much, especially in the red zone. You got him, Drake, and Mooney are all over 6 feet tall. There's no reason.
Like I say, I think
that's one of the reasons why we
touchdowns because it's all about product placement, from Michael Penix Jr. Because a great throw can beat great defenders. So if they put it high enough at basically place that ball up pretty high and let them go get it, man. That's it. Put it in a spot where the defender can't get to it.
But here's the other thing. I'm with Craig on this one, and I believe Pitts is gonna want this money. They either gonna give him after this rookie contract is up. They either gonna put him on the tag or they're gonna let him walk. And my thing is this: I believe this is gonna be a year that he really try to step out because he wants to stay here in Atlanta apparently. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm still pissed off about the fact that when the reporter asked him that question, "Oh, I just work here," dude. No. You're the face of this franchise because you was drafted as high as you were. And I'm not dubbing you a savior. But what I need for you to do is just own up to it. Okay, you know what? This is my squad. This is what I'm rolling with. I can't be in a situation where I look at a guy and he just, I just work here. Nah, man. That's if y'all okay with that, if y'all are okay with that type of attitude, that's my thing. If y'all are okay with that type of attitude, I'm like my man Craig was saying. You got London that you got to pay. You got Jesse Bates that you got to pay. Even though we got Watts and we got Bowman, you still want to get the best years out of him. And outside of that, you still are going to have to pay
Bijan.
You still got to pay Bijan. You're still going to have, and then here's the other thing. No one wants to talk about it, but you're going to have to pay Tyler Algier. I don't want him gone. That's a guy, like, if you want to be honest, give Tyler Algier, give him some money, not first round money, but you got to give him some money to keep him happy and keep him here because he has an impact on this offense. And he wasn't a top draft pick.
We getting him like in the 5th or 5th round?
Yep, 5th round. Yep. So when you look at that, look at the impact. I'd rather pay a guy that I know that's going to give me blood and guts opposed to a guy that's not. I'm not going off of damn potential. Y'all can kick rocks on that. And for those that say, oh, he don't know football, he don't understand, they just don't use him right. Man, look, it's a combination of both. They don't use him in the red zone. Quarterbacks have not trusted him outside of Matt Ryan to where they're going to just throw up the ball to him. And because he gives up on routes, Penix now is going to be that guy because of, Penix is going to be that guy that's either going to save or, make or break this kid's career, period, at this point.
Man, stop it. Is Big B preaching for real?
We're supposed to keep some decorum or whatnot, but it's what it is.
That's messed up.
Is Big B preaching for real?
I think so.
Well, hold up, Slim. No,
man, that's comical.
What's good, Slim? Hey, well, here's the thing. Draco has gotten better every year that he's been in the league. Draco's production has increased. Draco is really the number one option on our offense at that receiver position, bro. Mooney just became the number 2 this year. So when you sit back and you say it, they already started to build their offense around Drake, Bijan as well. But at the same time, I'll say this: you don't win any award points when we see what you do on the field. We see that you give up on routes and things of that sort. We see that you pretty much throw temper tantrums. So, I ain't got to say it. The people are speaking on it. We all see it. Because think about it. Look who we've seen in the Falcons videos. Not saying that means much, but you're seeing London. You're seeing Mooney. Hell, you've even seen Ray. You've seen Ray in some videos too.
Ray.
Yeah.
So at this point,
Ray from the same hometown though. So
I mean, yeah, they Tampa boys, they Florida boys. Pitts is a Philly dude.
Yeah, he gonna hold. At least let's see. Hey, look, Ray ain't go nowhere. That's home.
Hey, he gonna look out. Hey, he gonna look out for his fellow Florida boy. You know how that's gonna go.
I already know. He's gonna look at.
But thinking about the camp battles or whatnot, the receiver position to me, I feel like we already know who the 1 and 2 are. Right now, you're looking at who's going to be the slot. Ray earned his spot, but I think Ray is going to be in for a fight because of Nick Nash.
Yeah.
Everybody think I'm crazy. Nick Nash and Casey Washington are going to give him a fight. Casey didn't get much time last year, but the times he did get on the field, he definitely looked good. But how do you guys feel about a young Nick Nash who literally led the wide receivers in the country because he was outstaged by the tight end at Bowling Green? How do you feel if Nick Nash gets that third position over Kadero Hodge and this guy, if he gets that?
Well, I think Kadero Hodge pretty much earned his spot on the team being a special team 8.
Yep.
So he could Pro Bowler. So I mean, I don't think he's gonna be too mad about that because he got guaranteed money, which was rightfully earned the way he played last year. But the best man win. The best man win. So when Nick offense broke out in week 1, we need the best. God, that's messed up. But we need the best. We need the best available players on offense, so we can start making it run. So for me, I don't mind if Nick Nash make the team, cool. Washington in the 3rd slot, cool. To me, man, if whoever the best available at that time and whoever can get Michael Penix what he needs offensively to get this team rolling. So for me, I like Nick Nash makeup. He's another big physical receiver that can catch over the middle. You add that with Drake London, you add that with Bijan. Pick if you want to show up. I mean, I think this offense could be a top 10 offense this year.
I'm gonna say this one time, and then I'm gonna move on to the other battle. So here's the thing. Okay, I get what you're saying about that, but here's my thing. How did he finish the season? Everybody wants to go off. Well, he was here at this point. No, I need consistency from start to finish. That's the difference between Drake London. Mooney was banged up, but he was consistent all year and making plays. Drake London was consistent in making plays all year. Kadero Hodge was consistent in making plays all year. Pitts was consistent, boom, disappeared. And let's be honest, Kirk Cousins stopped throwing to him because he started throwing temper tantrums when he wasn't running routes all the way, when he gave up on certain things, when he wasn't blocking. Think about it, man. It's many reasons for that. So again, it's stuff that we don't know that's in the locker room, but from a confirmed source that I'm not going to drop a name on, but just know that we've had some confirmed sources that cover the Falcons on this team to come through this show. And they've even said if Pitts doesn't perform, he's out the door. And there was a lot of issues that went down with that whole situation when it came to Kyle. So again, Kyle is literally on his, put it this way, Kyle is in a situation like Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot right now. If nothing comes about, guess what? Foot patrol.
I mean, Kyle Pitt kind of rubbed me the wrong way in that Tampa game when we almost gave up 2 touchdowns. Without them 2 touchdowns, we don't win the game. So yeah, that sort of
facts. But moving on to the other camp battles, let's go ahead and talk about it. So we already know that we brought in some offensive linemen, looking at Jack Nelson or whatnot. And all I can say is I think this kid, he's not going to probably start this year, but I think what he's going to make his bones on is special teams. He's going to get his start doing that. But I believe they're going to use him as a rotational piece, and they'll probably have some packages for him, depending on the health of this line. So with us grabbing a couple of linemen in the undrafted free agency market as well, kid from Georgia Tech, guy from Oregon State that we grabbed, we'll learn their names sooner. We know their names, but when we say we'll learn their names is when they make the squad, because we don't want to put effort into something if these guys aren't going to be here. So if these guys do show up and manifest into what we think they can because all these guys that we took have over 300 snaps and only have given up 1 sack in pass protection. That plays out for our future at this point. How do you think this offensive line battle is going to balance out? Because right now, a lot of people still want McGary gone, even though he had a good year last year. A lot of people still want him gone because of his track record, and he got to protect Penix's blind side.
I mean, I understand people want him gone, but I think the organization really likes McGary. So, like I said, they did bring in a swing tackle, so we have. Like I said, just the same thing with Koo. We have your backup already on the roster. Just all you got to do is just trip up and fall and don't do right. We're going to have you about it now. So, McGary, it's time to shine or it's time to get behind. You know what I'm saying? So, he's an outstanding run blocker, but we need that pass protection because you're protecting Michael Penix now. So, your job has become a lot more vital and important than it was in previous years. So, sir, you need to look yourself in the mirror, and if you can't do the job, let somebody behind you go ahead and step up and do it for you. Because we need this thing to be successful and not go backwards, but go forward in the right and correct direction to win football games.
And that's something that you look at. And all I'm saying is we're in a position where, look, Falcon fans, it's okay to say that there are mistakes that are made on this team. That's what we call a part of accountability. Being honest, let's be real. We're in a relationship with the Atlanta Falcons. I've been in this relationship with the Falcons since 91. Really, since I came out my mama's stomach. But since 91, and I remember going to Fulton County Stadium watching Dion run down the sideline versus the Seattle Seahawks back in the day. So again, when I tell folks all the time, like, look, let's just be honest. We've made bad choices in this franchise. Everybody remembers Jamal Anderson coming here. Everybody remembers Vic Beasley coming here. I mean, we've had guys that just didn't live up to what they were supposed to. It's okay. It's okay. Now, I'm at this place with my run block. We know we can run block. The problem is pass protection. They've had this problem since Matt Ryan was here the last couple of years, and we haven't fixed it. I need better pass protection from my offensive line. And it's okay to say that McGary's not a great pass blocker. He's got to have help. And he's an elite run blocker. He's a road grader. I'm cool with that. But I would rather give the guy, I want to see if the guy from Wisconsin is going to give him a challenge or whatnot when it comes to being able to keep his job, just to be honest. Pass protection is key, as K-Dub was saying, because you got your franchise quarterback right here. This is who's going to be our franchise quarterback. This is who Terry and Raheem have gambled on. And if you can't keep this dude upright and you can't keep this dude healthy, guess what? None of y'all going to eat. Yeah. I gotta quote the late great Jim Parker, and wow, my mom came in the chat to say something. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. Now I really gotta watch what I got. Yeah, I'm sorry. See, I gotta really watch what I'm
bag it up.
In the chat now.
Mama said, I'm gonna bag it up. He been once.
You can't, hey, Mama, you can't put the pressure on me like that. Now I gotta be real with the fans here now.
Pressure.
I know I'm gonna get a text message saying you better watch. You need to stop all that cussing. But I'm sorry, Mama. I'm just passionate. But honestly though, quoting the late great Jim Parker, who was the first offensive lineman that was a Hall of Famer who protected Johnny Unitas. They told him when he first got there, "You see that guy over there?" It was like, "Yeah." Guess what? You like steak? Yeah. He said, "Okay." And he said, "Hell yeah, I like steak." He said, "Okay. You don't get to eat any steak if that guy right there is not upright." They told him that. And he's good old, he came out of Ohio State, out of Macon, Georgia boy, by the way. And he said hands down, from the time I got to Baltimore until the time I retired, I always had a suitcase packed and ready to go just in case they got rid of me. Johnny Unitas was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time because of that guy right there. He helped put Johnny Unitas and Lenny Moore in the Hall of Fame. Just saying. Alan Amici scores the touchdown because of this guy. So when you look at it, we have to have somebody that's going to protect that blind side and pass protection and being in rhythm with run blocking as well. You got to be able to do both. So, oh gosh. Well, one day I'm gonna let you get on here and tell that story. My mother loves to tell the story about me being in a diaper, standing in front of the TV when Dion had his Jerry curl, saying, "Run, Dion, run." That's what she's talking about. So I've been doing this since I was in diapers, and that ain't no lie.
Might be trying to hate on Prime all the time.
That's probably now it's starting to make sense. Now it's starting
Man,
to come
look.
together.
I wear my
Listen.
he on the wall. He on the wall over here, so I ain't gonna hate him.
I can't hate on Prime.
You know what? But the funny thing is, I have a lot of Prime paraphernalia, so it ain't much hate there if I got his paraphernalia here at the house.
So what really is?
No, I'm just
No, I'm good with it. But I mean, I'm just being honest. With pass blocking, I think we're good with Bergeron. You got Jake Matthews, who's getting older. He's starting to fall into the category. I'm not saying he's his dad, but the durability is like his dad, period. The durability is exactly like his dad. Because if you go back and look at it, his dad played 18 years. Played with the Houston Oilers going all the way to the Tennessee Titans, Bruce Matthews. So when you look at it, Jake has that same durability that his dad had, that his uncle had, Clay Matthews Jr. So when you look at it, these guys, it's something in the water with that Matthews last name. They all durable like that. Every last one of them.
That DNA, man.
So the question is, when does it come to a point where we actually start to look at Matthews going out the pasture? Because we got guys here.
Oh, it's coming. But until that day comes, man.
I think we'll move on from Matthews before we move on from McGarry, because McGarry is younger than Matthews. But just my opinion. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Here's the question: Do you move Bergeron to his natural spot of being a tackle in Matthews' spot, and you bring in one of these young guys and let them get to that guard spot?
I don't think I would bring in a tackle. I think I would leave Bergeron where he's at because he's producing and he's pretty good right now. Like I said, you don't really hear much about Bergeron. So once you don't hear about offensive lineman's name, that means you're doing your damn job. So I would keep him where he's at and let him keep doing what he's been doing and leave him alone. But that's just me.
I'm
go get me another tackle.
I was reading what Slim had put up. And I'm not worried about the center position because Ryan Neisel showed that he could actually play the center position and do it well. And he and Penix got a good connection because both of them were backups last year. So who do you think Penix was working with? So the connection is there, and the guy can play. He showed that even when he played with Kurt.
Yeah.
If I got to compare the center to somebody, and I know Falcon fans are going to get pissed when I throw it out, I think he reminds me a little bit of Jeff Van Note.
Cool.
I mean, you don't remember who Jeff Van Note is, do you?
Yeah, I do know who Jeff Van Note is.
He reminds me of him. He's not the big no, I'm saying, look at his mannerisms. He's not the biggest guy on that offensive line, but he's smart. You can see it. Jeff Van Note played for 18 years because of his intelligence.
Vast intelligence.
I'm not saying he's an Alex. The reason I say Jeff Van Note is because Jeff was a D lineman, and you saw the physicality come out when he would put a hat on somebody. He converted to being a center here in Atlanta. He was a defensive end and defensive tackle at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you look at how this kid moves, he has an aggressiveness to him that is similar to Jeff Van Note. I'm not saying he's going to be exactly like him because Van Note should be in the Hall of Fame if you really want to be honest.
Well, like I said, I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I don't think we gave up majority of our sacks up the middle, right? They came off the edge, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they came off the edge.
I mean, I don't have the official stats in front of me, but just watching all the games that we do, man, we didn't give up a lot of sacks coming up, pushing up the middle. We gave it up McGarry falling down, get beat, get pushed around.
That Pittsburgh game was awful.
TJ Watt.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what you got to be able to protect this guy. You got to protect. I'm telling you, by all means necessary, because if it takes collection, I mean, if we got the chip, whatever, because you've seen the arm, get a guy at a time, and he'll make him play, make him pay. I'm sorry.
I think that game alone, we got TJ Watt his contract extension. You're welcome.
And here's the other thing.
Oh my God.
You see, I just put my hand in my head for you, right? When you said that. I wasn't even gonna go there. Now, I thought I was gonna stir up some trouble tonight. You bringing up bad memories for people, PTSD, my boy.
First game of the season.
And by the way, for my folks that's out here that support Atlanta sports right now, the Atlanta Dream are down 57-54 right now to the Indiana Fever. This is the first home game, so we do show love to the Atlanta sports. The Braves are playing in Washington right now. Yeah, so we got the Braves doing that thing in Washington right now. They're down 6-7 right now. In the eighth, getting ready to go into the eighth inning. It's the bottom of the seventh right now. So just to give some score updates, I normally don't do that too often, but it's the off season, and there are a lot of people that are excited about our summer sports that we have going on in the city, preparing for the Falcons for the fall. So getting back to it, the next two battles that I got to go to, you've got to look at the safety position. So a lot of people aren't going to like it, but you got to look at the safety and the nickel position. You got Xavier Watts, you got Billy Bowman. And this is going to be a camp battle between those two. Xavier Watts is tapped to be the guy that's to be starting next to Jesse Bates. We've heard this. But Bowman, if he's not starting at that safety position, Bowman could easily slide down to the slot position because, again, D. Alford, and then you also got Clark Phillips III or whatnot. These guys aren't guaranteed to have a starting spot. And Bowman is a little bit bigger than those guys, a better tackler, and he's very good in coverage. He's a ball hawk. So if you're looking to get a chance to have two prize rookies on the field, this is how you do it. How do you guys feel with this battle right now? Who do you think comes out of this battle? Because Bowman and Watts are battling for that number 2 spot next to Jesse Bates.
That Bowman and Watt battle is gonna be I'm trying to get the chain of credit.
Shout out to the Dixon Way. They sent a raid over here today. Shout out to our boy Larry right now, calling the Braves game. Shout out to Larry Dixon, man. Big Larry.
Shout out,
check
Larry.
him. He does all the Atlanta sports.
All of them.
Even his wife's stinking Gators.
Oh God.
Listen, there ain't gonna be no love for them Gators on this show. No, sir. Never will be.
Never ever. But what I was just saying earlier, man, that's gonna be a battle. That is gonna be a slugfest. That is a good problem. If you're a Falcons fan, that is a good problem to have. Cause you about to see what these young kids are made up early in the training camp process. So man, I'm looking forward to it. But I want to give a slight edge to Watt, but Bowman. Bowman is a dog. And people ain't watch out Oklahoma football. Turn on that Tennessee film. You see what I'm talking about. My bad.
I'm gonna side with the historian. I think he had it correctly. I think Watts sliding step 2 next to Jesse Bates because he's basically a spit mirror image of Jesse Bates, and he's a great guy. Follow him to the bathroom, do everything Jesse does. And Billy Bowman to that nickel. So that's just how I see it out. But me and his story could be wrong. But I think it's going to play out how he explained it a few minutes ago. But that's just seeing eye to eye on some of the same things, which we don't always do. But I see us having being right on that safety position, Billy Bowman and Mr. Xavier Watts. I'm just ecstatic about all the rave reviews coming out from Jerry Gray. Time coaching this league It's just not from any coach. It's coming from the elder statesman in the room, and I can't wait to see it, man. It's getting me excited. So I just hope it's just not a lot of fluff and it's some real substance to this team, man. We can't. I don't think we can take another just tumultuous season as a fan base and just as an organization. But we'll see. I mean, I got high hopes. And we'll see what happens.
And all I can say is at this point, I look at it like this. I still like Clark Phillips III, still a good player. I still like, D Alford, to me, I feel like D Alford needs to be appreciate you, Big Larry. Thank you for coming through. And also, Big John, the crooked deacon, is coming through from the eye test. Another great Atlanta. Hey, listen, if you're up late at night and if you're a little bit nocturnal and you can't go to sleep, man, Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock, check out the eye test, man. They have a great show. Him, Red, Winston, they definitely do the damn thing there. C-Dub, our other guy who does his thing with his wrestling podcast, they definitely get it in. And appreciate you, Larry, man. We definitely are pushing you guys too.
Appreciate it, Larry.
Sure.
Yes, sir. So,
Larry,
when I look at it, I look at a lot of these guys. If they're not going to start, I believe they're going to make their bones and they're going to take some jobs on special teams, if you want to be honest.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And think about it. Kadero Hodge made a living on special teams when he wasn't really playing at receiver. The last time he really was starting and just consistently starting, that was when Arthur Smith was here. That's when you had Cordell Patterson and you had a younger Kyle Pitts when he was fresh into the league. But Cordero Hodge just kept a job because he's been great on special teams. That's the only reason he's still here. And I love the HBCU players, but let's just be honest. Special teams keeps guys employed. Ask Bill Bates that played for the Cowboys back in the day.
Legendary Bill Bates. That man almost got into the Hall of Fame.
Think about it. Bates was a starting safety, and then he ended up having to move around or whatnot, and Jimmy Johnson kept him around because he was tough. So definitely love Kadero Hodge. He's our Bill Bates on this team. That's how I look at it. Comes in and he's a surplus weapon. So with some of these guys that are coming in, we definitely have to see them do great things on special teams this year and earn their bones to help us win games in the third phase of the game, which I say is the most important part. Because the momentum on a special teams drive, a fumble, a score can literally ignite a team just like that. And it could also save a game. So, again, we're going to see some of these guys that are going to do it. So, it is what it is. But lastly, we're going to go ahead and talk. Well, not lastly. We got two more things, and then we're going to pass on from it. The one thing that we're talking about, these two safeties, Billy Bowman and Xavier Watts were former receivers before they became defenders. That's what a lot of people don't know. They came into college as wide receivers. They played both sides of the ball in high school, but they were tabbed as wide receivers before they made the transition to the safety positions for each school that they came out of, Oklahoma and Notre Dame. I believe that this is going to benefit them because they played the position. They understand the concepts of being a receiver because they were receivers. That's the reason why they got good hands as ball hawks. Difference is they like to hit folks.
Oh, yeah. Knock your head off.
So how do you feel the transition is going to be for these guys coming from the receiver position? Even though they played safety in college majority of the time, how do you think their background as receivers is going to help them at this level and understand the concepts of being able to deal with an NFL receiver? Do you think that's going to pay dividends for them, excuse me?
I think it will. I think being that they did play wide receiver, they'll be able to anticipate route a little bit more, be able to catch the football more effectively. So I look at that as a huge plucking. But at the same time, though, you're going to get the best the NFL has to offer in these wide receivers. So, man, every little bit of an advantage count when you're making a huge transition from college to pro. So I look forward to them to to really reach back into that background to really to get better and get molded as a player.
Well, I
Up.
mean, I feel okay. I'm sorry. I feel like that, like the piggyback off what Graybeard was speaking upon is that playing that position of receiver, you can really track that ball, and basically run the route for that receiver. Don't play the receiver. You play the ball. You just run the route for him, and then you just have excellent ball skills like they did in college, and it's paid dividends for the Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, they did their homework. You went after the guys that were leading the nation and turning it over, man. I mean, a lot of teams probably wasn't looking at that. They were just looking at players that fit their building or fit their scheme, but they weren't the guys that the ball back for them. I mean, we went out there zeroed in on these guys. That's the research and doing your due diligence on these players. I mean, I think it's nothing but a win-win situation for the Atlanta Falcons, and I believe that our interception and turnover rate will increase with both of these guys on the roster. I'm gonna keep hanging my hat on that every time we talk about any camp battle or anything that's going forward in training camp right now in the offseason is staying healthy. As long as these guys stay healthy, we will see the ball get turned over because they have the excellent ball skills of playing receiver in their past and in their background.
Okay. Definitely got to keep that in mind. But the other thing is they've got to consistently bring a toughness to this defense or whatnot that we've lacked in a long time. We haven't really had a tough defense really since we had Ryan Nielsen here. That was when you saw it. And we had Calais Campbell that was actually teaching these guys how to be tough, how to be durable, how to produce, and I look at it like this. There's also been talks of another defensive back that Atlanta is still in talks with right now. A lot of people don't want him here, but to me, I feel as if you already got Fuller in this room, and we can't forget about Fuller, who we signed. That was a Raheem guy. That's a safety that possibly could be the number 2. But they're still in talks with Jalen Ramsey right now, whether y'all know it or not. They still are talking to him because Ramsey has been getting talked to by the Falcons and the Rams. So at this point, we just don't know which way he's going to go. If you bring him here, that secondary room, even though he's older and he's long in the tooth or whatnot, and a lot of people say, oh, he's cooked. But here's the thing. Every great player has a couple of good plays left in them, even if they're cooked. You can say what you want, and it's the truth. It's just like a boxer. You got some fighters who have a couple of great fights left in them. Prime example. God rest his soul. He just passed away. George Foreman. Look at the second half of his career, and he was a smarter fighter. And the last thing that went was his punch. The last thing that's going to go with Jalen Ramsey is his physicality, because Jalen can still hit. That's something that a lot of people can't take away from him. He's a damn good tackler. So when you look at that, what he would bring to the table is a championship ring, experience, and understanding how to coach up these young corners that we have right now. And that could be a benefit because he understands Raheem's system. He and Fuller. So I'm looking at it like this. The more the merrier. Let's build up this DB room with good defensive backs. That's where I'm at. I'm tired of, no disrespect to the guys who are practice squad guys, but we got to get rid of some of the replacements and bring in guys that have so we can have quality depth. Quality depth. That's what we need at this point. And even if Ramsey doesn't have it physically, Ramsey makes up for it mentally, and he can help coach these guys and get these guys through when they had these young guys out here, because he understands he's almost out of the door. He understands that. So at this point, bring in more experience, because you see how it benefited us with Calais Campbell. That's all I'm going to say. And lastly,
speak facts.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Cam, I respectfully decline your no, and I'm always going to take experience, sir. You're my misguided brother in this topic, so I got love for you, but you're misguided, sir. I'm not saying that he's going to be a star, but bringing experience to the room helps. And trust me, that is an elite corner that has Hall of Fame numbers, whether you like them or not, my guy. Shout out to Coach Cam out there getting those kids ready for football season out in the Arizona area, definitely doing big things or whatnot. So the media has belief in the Falcons for 5 primetime games.
Love it.
How y'all feeling about this?
I mean, I love it. Even though I didn't think we are gonna get that many games, especially in the showing we did when we that Monday Night Football game we played in Vegas, and that was just an awful game. But I think they looking at this team, and I think the way we drafted and the way the team was already made up previously, man, I think they want to. Hey, we gonna give you y'all showtime now. It's up to y'all. So I love the game that we're playing. We got an overseas game in Germany that we got to play. So hey, man, this is our opportunity to show the world that we are for real and we are legitimate. Turn it over a new leaf and a new culture for the NFL. We just got to show up for it.
And we got to also, since you mentioned the Germany game, and I'm going to let K-Dub speak on that. Rest in peace to Jim Irsay. Passed away yesterday. Definitely was definitely sad to see him, pass. And, he gave Tony Dungy an opportunity, and Tony Dungy, won a Super Bowl, and he's done a lot. Now, a lot of people are pissed off about how he and his running back had a bad situation, but the one thing I've heard is nothing but positive things about Mr. Irsay from the Indianapolis community, and just being a pillar. And when you talk about the NFL, so again, rest in peace to Mr. Irsay. Prayers up to your family. And the Indianapolis Colts family. Look, we all competitive. We all want to win championships, but at the end of the day, it's a business for a game that men play. But this man passed away peacefully, thank goodness. But you never know when your day with the maker is coming. So
absolutely, no doubt.
So please, just tell people you love them, because you never know what's gonna happen in these days. But getting back to football, K-Dub, how do you feel about the media having belief in the Falcons at this point?
I mean, like I said, it's the same thing with the many times, man. I mean, you got to think the media really doesn't always give us praise, so we just gotta don't count things for the hatch. We gotta still do the due diligence and go in and put the work in. It's all about what work you put in, and we got to go ahead and put this work in, because we haven't won in a long time. So I really feel like in that 5-game primetime schedule, we would probably put. I'm thinking we'll get at least 3 wins out of that 5. But you're gonna have to put the work in. You're gonna have to put that work in and put your head down. Don't listen to people trying to blow your head up. Don't listen to me, because I mean, I'm gonna blow your head up, but don't do that. Just continue to keep your head down and keep working and put the work in, and continue to get that continuity that y'all need, man, and continue to move forward in this season, because we need to stay healthy, and you got to stay dangerous, man. Stay ready to knock another team's head off. I mean, that's all I ask for, because right now a lot of people are heaping a lot of praise on us. We ain't yet. I just want them to get too big-headed, and they can't live up to the bill. I just want them to go ahead right now. Rome wasn't built overnight, but it starts right now in the program. Have great attendance, and let's get this continuity and this let's get this thing rolling in the right direction. Let's get this ball in the right direction for winning. That's all I need.
Okay, Coach Cam.
I agree with that.
I can agree with you on this statement. The media having faith in this team is a joke. One minute they talk crazy about us drafting Penix and saying it was a great move. No, I'm with you on that, because the moment that we start losing or whatnot, they're going to they're going to dump on us.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike now, the Dallas Cowboys have equity. They haven't, the Cowboys just didn't do this right. They'll talk about them, but guess what? They're still going to give them TV time because of the money, and they're still going to have respect because of the brand they are. So, again, we don't have a true brand that is respected because we've never really been good like that.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get our trophy cake up to par before we get any of that type.
Truthfully, we should already have 2 in the case right now.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. But I just think for the team, man, I echo what K Duff said, man. Hey, building continuity. We got 5 primetime games to show what we're capable of and what we can be. So I just think if we win 3 out of those 5 games, we will definitely be on par to not only win the division, hold the playoff game, and after that, man, the sky could the limit. So I just think overall we just need to go on training camp with a mind cap to change the culture, change our attitude, and you can hit the ground one in week 1. I'm excited. If you're not excited about the football team, hey man, go touch some grass and fun, man, because you're not a Falcon fan if you're not. I'm just saying.
I'll go cut
Did
some
you say
grass.
touch some grass?
Hey man, you know how it is,
Touch
man.
it, cut it,
I'm
do
just
something.
you got to touch it, cut it. Go play in some traffic. Go do something, man. Yeah, man. You need to get hyped for this team, man, because we're moving in the right direction.
This joker said, "Boy,
I like it, Graybeard. So go play in traffic."
Graybeard,
What is what I do?
sick.
Is what I do.
That's hilarious.
I
What I
thought,
do.
look, see, I thought I was gonna be the toxic one. Hey, K Dub, I thought I was gonna be the toxic one tonight, but we obviously see where this is going.
How am I talking?
We already see where this is going. This joker is
Man,
worse.
this guy.
Look, this joker is worse than me right now.
What did I?
Bruh,
That was a good one though, man.
you told these folks to go play in traffic. That's awful.
If you're not rocking with this team, man.
No,
hey, man,
I'm you know what? I'm gonna be 100. Boy, that's as sick as Ray Caruth in the trunk, bro. That's how sick that is.
No, you didn't.
Oh man.
No,
Hey,
didn't.
if you don't remember Ray Caruth being in the trunk of the car, please Google that.
in
Yeah.
Nashville. No.
Hey man, look, we're gonna go ahead and end this on a positive note, man. We definitely appreciate you guys coming through. On the 29th of this month, in 7 days, we have former Alabama first round pick that won a national championship in 1993, Mr. Eric Curry, coming into the Birdcage. Former first round pick, SEC legend, for you Bama fans out there, bringing the treat to you. It's okay. Look, it's okay. I already said I'm gonna give him hell. Now, listen, you can't be rolling up in here on CP time. I'm about to roast you. You ain't finna just come up in here on CP time when I'm ending the show and thinking you finna have a segment.
Hey, yeah, we got it.
No, we finna slide. What's up, man?
Number one, I don't touch grass,
What's
brother.
up, Coach?
I got allergies. Right? That's number one.
This is what happened. See, this is what happened when you let
Touch the grass.
members of the Birdcage just slide in here, just like this right here, when it's time to go. See, he want to talk now, but it's time for us to go. We done been in here for an hour and a half, and you want to slide up, rolling on CP time.
Hey, I'm sorry that I have a 7-on-7 today and I had to actually be there. I'm sorry.
You could have hit us up in the DM. You ain't have to slide in here like this.
I'm sorry.
You got a 7-on-7, I know.
I'm sorry. Secondly, I'm a pretty good driver, K-Dub. I don't play in traffic, brother.
No, you don't play in traffic. You're right about that. You normally the one that's stirring up all the traffic, just like you did in the chat. See, this is why we got to keep you on. This is why we got to keep you away from the fine folks of the chat, because you start too much stuff, and we be having to put fires out playing Fire Marshal Bill.
We'll cook it up on special.
Let me show you something.
What I do best. What I do best.
So what's up, man? Tell the folks about what's going on out in Arizona before we close this show out, man.
Nah, just shout out to my school, Desert Sunrise. I have a great group of kids. It's fun because these kids are, when I say they're like probably the epitome of wet sponges, and they just soak everything up. Like they question everything. Like I've seen kids like this before, but I've never had a whole group where like they're fighting each other for reps. Like they want to be on the field. Like our team got to a fight today. where we had to cut to 7-on-7 because they wanted reps and they didn't want to come off the field. So I feel sorry for a lot of teams that we're going to play because when you can't coach willingness and you can't coach coachability. But I just want to come in here and mess with y'all for a little bit. You know, I miss y'all.
Hopefully the Falcons had this going on where we can have some fights going on, and you know we need a little bit of that. Hey, Xavier Watts, I'm challenging you. You and Billy Bowman. Hey, if you get into it with Kyle Pitts, make sure you hit his ass upside the head with a left hook. Make him wake up and take out that damn trash.
K-Dub, I knew it.
I hope Kobe get him one
I
good
knew
time.
it.
I hope Kobe get him one good time from across the middle. I know. I mean, I don't even know why he's still here. But hey, whatever. I don't run the team. I'm just a fan. Kyle Pitts could have been gone 3 years ago, and I dare anybody to challenge me on that. Anybody.
See, this is what we mean when we say you start fires or whatnot. This is what we mean. You already calling folks. Look, you already calling folks out to start that mess. See, just awful.
I'm not starting nothing. I'm just saying. Kyle Pitts should not be here. He shouldn't be here.
Sure, tell us how you really feel.
No, because we'll be on here another hour if you we'll be on here another hour if you sit there and get him to do that. Hell no.
I got to get up at 4.
But
hey,
honestly though, I missed y'all. Like I had to slide in here, come talk to my boys, man.
Good to see you, my
guy.
guy.
Good
to see you, my guy.
I think that's what he did because we ain't seen him.
That's what that was. He out here yelling at them kids. That's what he doing.
You see, the grade is getting worse, bro. Like it's crazy.
Boy, you looking like a mature solid Telly Pendergrass over there. Got the gray coming in the beard.
Just bad.
Hey, just bust out with it one time.
Turn him off.
Gotta be. Go ahead and say it one time. You looking like Teddy Pendergrass with a back. Come on, dog.
Turn him off.
Cut him off.
Turn him off.
And speaking of turn them off, we get ready to turn them off right now, man. So tune in with us next week. We have Eric Curry coming into the building for an interview, and we're gonna have a Falcons legend that most might remember coming in about a couple of weeks. I'm not gonna drop the Q on that, but y'all will find out soon enough. And we got some more stuff coming for you in the off season while we get ready to prepare for this season. So for myself, the magnificent Birdcage crew, our late portion of the Birdcage crew that slid up in here running on CP time, man. As we say, you either get right or you get left, man. We'll catch you next week. Ghost.
Go.